Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things are going to happen for the WNBA. We have grown-ass men and women out here doing whatever they can to try to make sure that does not happen.
You know, I usually stay out of these conversations, but with Caitlin Clark, I can't stay silent anymore.
What would happen if one of the greatest basketball players ever witnessed the most gifted young star in the WNBA being singled out through questionable tactics? LeBron James' shocking comments about Alyssa Thomas's actions against Caitlin Clark have sent the basketball world into a frenzy, and you're about to find out why. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a professional athlete endure the kind of treatment Caitlin Clark has faced throughout her career? LeBron James' perspective on the WNBA reportedly changed after what he witnessed during the Phoenix Mercury game. Following LeBron James' comments, Alyssa Thomas suddenly found herself at the center of intense criticism. LeBron James believes Caitlin Clark is receiving the public support she has earned. As one of the greatest basketball players in history, LeBron understands what it's like to face opponents determined to slow down extraordinary talent with relentless physical defense and constant pressure. But he also pointed out one important distinction. That's where the conversation surrounding Alyssa Thomas becomes even more controversial. LeBron James understands the difference between hard, competitive basketball and actions that cross the line. He reportedly described it as the most cowardly act I've seen on a basketball court in decades. That's exactly what people heard.
I'm sick of watching Caitlin getting attacked. If the league doesn't step up and protect her, things are going to get ugly real fast.
Alyssa Thomas, don't like what she does to her body.
LeBron James reportedly reacted immediately after seeing the video of Alyssa Thomas pushing Caitlin Clark from behind while Clark was recovering after being poked in the eye. As one of the greatest players in basketball history, LeBron has competed against some of the toughest opponents the game has ever seen. Even so, he believed Alyssa Thomas's actions raised serious questions about sportsmanship and competitive integrity. But pay close attention to what LeBron James reportedly said about the timing of that shove. His comments immediately fueled even more criticism of Alyssa Thomas. Before we continue, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, let's get back to the story. The basketball icon addressed an issue many fans had already been debating but that very few high-profile figures had publicly discussed. There's a major difference between playing tough, championship-level defense and taking a cheap shot at someone who is defenseless and not looking. LeBron James pointed out that he competed during some of the most physical eras of modern basketball. In his view, true competitors don't wait until an opponent's back is turned before making a questionable play. They face each other head-on. According to LeBron, that's exactly what made Alyssa Thomas's actions so difficult to defend. His comments quickly intensified the debate surrounding the incident. What seemed to frustrate LeBron even more was Alyssa Thomas's response afterward. Instead of acknowledging that the play may have crossed the line or expressing any regret, Thomas suggested that fans and the media were unfairly criticizing, saying, "Damned if I do, damned if I don't." That response only added more fuel to the controversy. LeBron James believes the greatest champions and fiercest competitors take responsibility for their actions, especially when another player's safety could be involved. He has long maintained that elite athletes let their performances speak for themselves rather than relying on excuses. In his view, when a player spends more time defending questionable behavior than accepting accountability, it naturally raises questions about their approach to competition. At that point, the conversation shifted beyond basketball ability and became one about professionalism and sportsmanship. LeBron also praised Caitlin Clark's remarkable basketball IQ, deep shooting range, and unique ability to elevate the players around her, qualities that have made her one of the brightest young stars in the sport. At the same time, he emphasized that protecting players and preserving the integrity of basketball should always remain a priority. An athlete with that level of talent, he argued, should be focused on reaching her full potential instead of constantly worrying about unnecessary physical plays or cheap shots. He praised Clark for handling the enormous expectations that come with being one of the biggest faces of women's basketball at such a young age. One of LeBron's central arguments was that if the league fails to discourage unnecessary or dangerous plays against its biggest stars, it risks sending the wrong message. That controversy can attract more attention than basketball excellence. He believes the league's continued growth depends on protecting its top players while preserving fair, competitive basketball. LeBron James even argued that if the league doesn't respond appropriately to situations like this, it risks sending the wrong message to the next generation of players. He believes young athletes should watch the WNBA to learn about elite skill, relentless work ethic, teamwork, and sportsmanship, not questionable plays or unnecessary physical confrontations. Perhaps the strongest part of LeBron James' perspective was his confidence in Caitlin Clark's future despite these challenges. He said that every attempt to intimidate or discourage Clark will only make her more determined to prove herself through talent, composure, and basketball intelligence because adversity has a way of producing truly great players. Drawing from his own experience as one of basketball's biggest stars, LeBron pointed out that elite players have always faced physical defenses and constant scrutiny. However, he emphasized that Clark is dealing with those challenges while also carrying the enormous media attention and expectations that come with being one of the most recognizable faces in women's basketball. For that reason, LeBron believes supporting athletes like Clark is about more than standing behind one gifted player. It's about protecting the integrity of the sport itself. According to him, Clark represents many of the qualities that make basketball special: elite vision, exceptional talent, competitive spirit, and the ability to inspire the next generation. He also stressed that the WNBA is at a pivotal moment in its history, and the way it handles situations like this could shape its culture and reputation for years to come. In his view, the league has two choices. Either it protects and promotes its brightest stars, giving players like Caitlin Clark every opportunity to reach their full potential while helping the league continue to grow. Or it allows controversy and questionable conduct to overshadow the game itself. LeBron's message was clear. The choices the league makes today influence its future. That brings us to the question everyone is asking. Will the WNBA take stronger steps to protect Caitlin Clark, as LeBron suggested, or will debates over incidents involving players like Alyssa Thomas continue to dominate the conversation? Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with LeBron James' criticism, or do you think his concerns have been overstated? More importantly, do you believe the WNBA should take stronger action to protect its players while preserving tough, competitive basketball? Share your thoughts below. I read every comment. And if you enjoy basketball analysis like this, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. LeBron James' remarks have brought even more attention to Caitlin Clark's place in the WNBA, and the entire basketball world is watching closely. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is becoming harder to ignore. The discussion is no longer about a single game, one hard foul, or one controversial moment. It's about the future of women's basketball, the standards the league wants to uphold, and how its biggest stars are treated under the spotlight. Few athletes have entered the WNBA carrying the expectations Caitlin Clark has. Millions of fans follow every game she plays. Every pass, every shot, every mistake, and every success is analyzed from every angle. That's the reality of being one of the biggest names in basketball today. Meanwhile, veteran players across the league continue to compete with pride, toughness, and years of experience. The WNBA's challenge is finding the balance between maintaining physical, competitive basketball and ensuring unnecessary or dangerous plays don't overshadow the sport. Fans love intensity. They enjoy fierce rivalries. They want authentic, high-level basketball. But they also expect fairness, consistency, and respect for every player on the court. That's one reason LeBron James' comments have generated so much discussion. As one of the greatest players in basketball history, LeBron understands the pressure that comes with competing under the brightest spotlight against the toughest defenders. His message wasn't simply about physicality. It was about protecting the integrity of basketball and making sure talent, not controversy, remains the center of attention. Whether you agree with LeBron or believe the situation has been exaggerated, his remarks have unquestionably sparked a major debate. Fans, analysts, former players, and media personalities continue discussing an important question. How should the league respond when its biggest stars become the focus of increasingly physical play? Should officials take a firmer stance to protect players' safety while preserving competition? Should questionable plays receive harsher penalties? Or is this simply part of professional basketball? Opinions remain divided. One thing, however, is undeniable. Caitlin Clark has refused to let controversy, physical defense, or outside criticism define her career. Instead, she continues to focus on basketball, compete at the highest level, and demonstrate why so many believe she represents the future of the sport. Her resilience remains one of the biggest reasons fans continue to support her. At the same time, the WNBA is experiencing unprecedented attention. Arenas are packed. Television audiences continue to grow. Social media conversations expand every day. And millions of new fans are discovering women's basketball for the first time. Situations like these shape not only the reputation of individual players but also the public perception of the league itself. As the season moves forward, every Caitlin Clark game will receive enormous attention. Every controversial play will be analyzed. Every officiating decision will be debated. And every game will become another chapter in one of the most closely watched WNBA seasons ever. Now the biggest question is yours. Do LeBron James' comments accurately reflect the current state of the league? Do you think the WNBA is doing enough to protect its players while maintaining physical, competitive basketball? And how do you think this situation will affect Alyssa Thomas, Caitlin Clark, and the future of the league? Share your opinion in the comments below. Thoughtful discussion is what makes this community special, and your perspective could be featured in a future video. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more basketball analysis, exclusive updates, and the latest stories surrounding the WNBA, NBA legends, and Caitlin Clark, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Thank you for watching and for your continued support. Basketball history is written every night, and this story is still unfolding. We'll see you in the next video.